The Hopi prophecy concerning the man in red hat, the big white brother, and humanity's crossroads. Native American legends and prophecies. In the United States, there's been a resurgence of interest in the Hopi Indian prophecies, particularly regarding a figure known as the man in the red hat. According to the tribal elders, the emergence of this individual will herald a period of significant global events. The narrative tells of the Great Spirit creating Earth and populating it with humanoids possessing significant psychic abilities, thus forming the first world. However, these humanoids misused their powers for evil, prompting the Great Spirit to split the continents they inhabited into 1,000 pieces, causing everyone's demise under the rubble. A few survivors established a second world, but people persisted in their wrongful ways, leading the Great Spirit to freeze them. Only a small group who initiated the third world survived. This third world race was technologically advanced, capable of flight and constructing buildings and machines. They lacked psychic powers, but harnessed technologies that utilized these forces, which were once again exploited for malevolent purposes. Consequently, the Great Spirit inundated the world. A few survivors laid the foundations of the fourth world, our current world. Having learned from past experiences with the flawed humanoids, the Great Spirit, before setting the world in motion, presented the elders with a prophecy outlining the future. History would repeat itself, humanity would proliferate, form diverse tribes and languages, and spread across the remnants of the previous worlds. Eventually, a powerful people referred to by the Hopi as the Big White Brother would emerge, dominate the globe, and reclaim the Hopi lands in America. Life under the Big White Brother, quote unquote, won't be too harsh for the Hopi, as these newcomers will introduce many wonderful inventions, swift self-moving wagons, sky roads, towering buildings, and more. The Hopi will even communicate through the web. However, tranquility will cease when the white people discover the rope hanging from the moon. Their attempts to climb it will infuriate the government of the universe, unleashing calamities on Earth, earthquakes, floods, fierce winds, widespread diseases, crop failures, and droughts. Eventually, it will become so hot that rivers will evaporate and oceans will boil. By then, society will have decayed, governed by even more corrupt leaders. Women, having lost their way, will don men's attire, and suddenly during breakfast the sky will darken, and the Dark King will descend to exterminate all. Yet the Great Spirit offers a glimpse of hope. With the impending doom, either the Big White Brother in the red hat or in the red hood will emerge. In the context of traditional Native American attire, this figure symbolizes many things. The man in the red hat heralds the great purification, a crossroads where humanity must choose between enlightenment and entering the fifth world, or facing annihilation by the Dark King from above. The Big White Brother will not govern America by himself. He will have the assistance of two others, one represented by the symbol of the sun and the other by a cross. At that moment, the dire threat will emerge for America, and especially for the Hopi, numerous tiny and malevolent beings. Through sorcery, they will halt all magical machinery and swarm across the continent within a day, consuming everything like a plague of ants. The Big White Brother, donning a red cap, will become enraged by this and will cast pumpkins filled with ashes into the anthills. The ashes will be such that nothing will grow where they land for a millennium. Subsequently, the Big White Brother will start beheading traitors, inexplicably doing so in broad daylight in public view. Under his rule, taxes and monetary system will be eliminated, the world will unite, a common language will be spoken by all, and happiness will prevail. However, should the Big White Brother fail in his mission, the same Dark King will instigate an event akin to total extermination, sparing only a select few who will be transported to the Fifth World. Regrettably, the Hopi lack a written language. We did not personally know the leaders who conveyed these tales, and even if we had at the dawn of the last century, these leaders were mere children, having heard everything secondhand from their predecessors. The first-hand account from the 19th century would have been more credible, but that remains uncertain. Yet even if these prophecies were concocted in 1992, for that time they were quite remarkable. If the prophecies are genuine, and if the Great Spirit truly spoke such words during the fourth loading of the park, then our knowledge here is limited. In any event, just as some anticipate the return of Jesus Christ, so too do the Hopi look forward to the arrival of the White Brother. This is on Soul Ask. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.